Hey guys, hopefully this is a quick message, but something that's been coming up, and it's not been just with me, it's been with a few people this week, and just these deeper realizations that are happening with the energy shifting and the stuff that's coming up. And really, if you're working with the stuff that's coming up and you're really diving in, there's some really deep truths that are coming up for our own personal individual healing. And something that I've been noticing, at least with the females that I've been working with, including myself, the stuff that's coming up, and the underlining theme that kind of encompasses all of it. There's like different components, but it's the feeling of almost that we have broken our own hearts at some point in time, probably from childhood, from some sort of disappointment, trauma, where you've decided to break your own heart in order to let somebody else come and fix it. And we don't know this. This is not what we do intentionally. I think why we break our own heart is so that we don't get hurt by somebody else. It's almost like, I will take that so that I don't have to feel that being projected from somebody else. It's much easier for me to hurt myself. But then 20, 30, 40 years down the road, you realize that that's actually the most disempowering and hurtful things there could possibly be. When you hurt yourself, you hurt everyone else, because nobody is getting the real deep version of you, or the space where your heart is actually expanded and open to be your authentic self. And so when we don't feel like we're able or safe or comfortable, or we've been wronged in some sort of way, we allow ourselves to rather break our own hearts to not be broken by somebody else. But then we often, from our ridiculous programming in society, feel like somebody has to come in and save us from that. Somebody has to change that for us. Somebody has to make me feel safe. Somebody has to make me feel loved. And this is the complete opposite of what's naturally supposed to happen. If you love yourself, you will automatically find many relationships that will love you back. And I think this is a theme that is coming up, and it's either you're witnessing it for the first time, or you're witnessing another layer of it, or you're witnessing it as an old belief that you know is a belief and it's an observation, but it's like, now what do you do with that? And I think it's almost the same as like abandoning yourself so that somebody else can't abandon you. It's sabotaging a relationship so that that person can't hurt you first. It's all of these things. All of these things come from that same feeling of either disappointment, heartbreak, and abandonment. And those are some really deep traumas that most of us hold one of or all of. And I think what's happening is, it's like, how deep can you get with where that comes from? Are you just sabotaging yourself, or setting standards for other people when really it's the standard of yourself that you're supposed to meet? And is that even something that you need to adjust? Like, are your standards too high for yourself? Because that can be self-sabotaging as well. So these are some themes that are coming up, and it's not easy to figure out how to work with that. These are very heavy, traumatic things. And sometimes the best place to start is to just start to feel it. And it's not going to be easy to feel any of that, or to maybe breathe through some of it, or to write some of it out, or to meditate on it, or to maybe create some action steps towards healing that part of you in that relationship with you. So that can be something, we see a lot of reels with like self-care on it, and it doesn't really explain why that's so important. These are the reasons why that's so important. It's so important. And it's not necessarily that it has to be a facial. I mean, if you go and have a facial and you feel like you're pouring back into you and giving yourself 45 minutes to an hour of time for you, that is self-care. That is healing. What level where are you at that you need self-care? Does it mean you need a warm bath or a shower? Does it mean you need some quiet, peaceful time outside or in nature? Does it mean a facial or getting some sort of service done to allow you to feel more confident or more polished or more available and open, so that you're not feeling so like inward? Does it mean journaling? Does it mean taking some time to actually nourish your body properly? Does it mean taking some time to remove some of the food and the consumption that you've been consuming, so that you can expand and hold some different space for different energy? These are all acts of self-love. And what we really need to be doing right now is pouring back into us, and knowing that It's you that's meant to love you. It's you that you rely on. It's you that creates your own safety. None of this is actually outside of you. And you'll hear people talk about this and it will resonate. But then there's another layer that comes around in your life to just show you how to deepen that understanding, that knowing, that resonance. It's like, yeah, you knew this, but now will you feel it? And now that you feel it, can you feel it deeper? And this is all that our consciousness expanding is asking us to do over and over and over again. And sometimes that comes up in the physical body because we're not allowing ourselves to feel. And this will also be where we get sick, we feel ailments, we have all these things that come up, or challenges and blockages in our lives. And it's like, go inward and maybe start to feel it if you're not feeling it yet. If you're not even feeling it yet, then it's probably a physical symptom that's happening. Are you feeling extra tired and run down? Are your allergies flaring up? There's all kinds of triggers that your body is just communicating with you because you're refusing to go in and communicate to yourself. It's all about the self. And if you think that that sounds selfish, that's a program that needs to be rewritten, because you cannot show up for people authentically and with your heart open. And that is the only thing people need from you. They don't need your opinion. They don't need your help on anything. If you can't be open, and I mean, even speaking your authentic truth can be a different layer, but to even just be open-hearted to somebody and not close off, it's going to require you to go inward and work on these things. And then you can show up for people in the way that they need, not the way you think they need, or not the way that you want to show up. It's just the way you actually are being in your being.